All right, and welcome to another exciting day here at Technology. How do you do that? Today we're going to take a look at how to use Scratch to make an animated story. But the unique twist with this assignment will be that not only will you create a story, but you will create a story that has multiple endings and twists to where you can select the path that your character chooses. So I'm going to show you today just a short little bit on how to basically change your story along the way. And to do that, you need to give your characters options. So I have a crab here, and I've written some code, as you can see. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to press play, and I have my crabs here, and they are, do I want to eat healthy or have a donut? Choose one. And this little guy said crabs shouldn't eat donuts. Now, what I've programmed is when I click on the apple, it's going to go to the apple scenario or the path that you choose. Or you can eat the donut and go to the unhealthy choice. So either a healthy choice or an unhealthy choice, so depending on what I choose. So if I choose an apple, it gives me good healthy choice, and it takes me to a happy crab. Okay. Now, if I was to have chosen the other one, okay, so if I chose the other one, it would take me on a different path, a different background, or whatever. And it says brush your teeth after you ate it. After you eat it. So this is just a little bit of a different scenario here. And then we could give him some other options about him continuing to eat bad food. Maybe he'd start to get sick, turn green, or whatever over the course of time. So we could change it around a little bit. So that is basically how I did it. And you notice that when I clicked on the donut, the apple disappeared and the background changed. So I'm going to show you the code real quick on how to do that. So if I hit stop, and let's go back to the beginning. So in the beginning, I have a bunch of code here that I wrote, and this is just code for the crab that says you should not eat donuts. This is the code that gets the backdrop to switch. I also have the crabs go to a certain point to start by using the X and Y coordinates. You can get the X and Y coordinates over here. And then forever, I kind of have them moving around just a tiny bit and kind of moving a little bit. Down here is some more code. I have the crab's costume switching so that his eyes and stuff move a little bit, so he looks a little more realistic, and it's forever changing to the next costume. And there's a bunch of different costumes. If you want to check your costumes, you can go over here and look at the costumes. And basically, I just duplicated the crab a bunch of times, and then you can draw a mouth, change the eyes, or whatever you want to do. Just by duplicating it a couple of times. Duplicate, you right-click and hit duplicate. And you can then change his mouth a little bit and stuff to, make him look like he's talking and stuff like that. So you get a couple of different ones, and boom, it makes it look like he's talking, right? Okay. So that's how I did that. If we go back to the code, though, we can look at the other things that I put in here. If we click on the apple, when this sprite is clicked, I use that code, switch the backdrop to underwater, say good healthy choice for 4 seconds is what I coded. When the backdrop switches, it's to show. And when the backdrop switches to Jurassic, it's to hide, because that's when I click on the donut. I want it to hide. So it switches to the Jurassic backdrop, and then the apple would hide. Okay? So we don't want the apple showing if that's the one he chose. When this sprite is clicked, switch backdrop to underwater. So when I click the apple, it changed to the water world, and say good healthy choice for 4 seconds. I don't know why that code is in there twice, which we probably don't need, so let's delete that. Okay, it's in there a bunch of times. I must have copied it several times. Okay, so let's just delete these blocks. Let's just drag them over here and get rid of them. And boom, still should be working. Let's see, yep. And so that is how you do it. If you have any questions, You can ask me, or you can just go back through the code and try and figure it out. It's very simple, but we want to have several different paths. So once he clicks on the donut, you probably want to go at least another path or two, a couple more choices, so that your story is a little longer than just one little selection. Okay? Again, this is Mr. Mayhew with Technology. How do you do that?